Okay, so it's time for the bass, for the bass lines. In order to treat them properly, I usually separate my bass into sub bass and mid and up bass lines. Why? Because I just want to be free to EQ, to saturate them in a different way. Okay, so I usually grab for the sub bass. I usually use the one from Ableton Live. You can find it right here inside analog, or maybe one inside operator. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite, and it's called sub. You can find different. Okay, sub sign bass. Okay, sounds like this. Let me play some notes. Okay, of course we have to pitch it down. Okay, and in general, this sound, these sine waves from Ableton Live, sub sine bass, sounds fantastic. The only thing I usually do is apply or add an EQ, as I told you before, and kind of remove all the mid and high frequencies, which I'm gonna cover with other synth bass, and remove some very low frequencies around here, around 25 hertz. Okay. Okay, so this is a kind of an example on what I usually do when I create my sub inside my tracks. Another thing I usually do is apply an LFO tool, because I don't want the sub bass doesn't interfere with my kick. So first thing first, I see this is the way it sounds. Just let me turn the volume because it's too loud. Okay, that's my sub inside the LFO tool. Let me copy the LFO tool inside my kick. Okay, so this is my kick. Just let me put it over here. Okay, so this is my kick. This is my sub. Okay, let me put it over here. So kick and sub, okay? So my kick is this, and the tail of the kick is around here, around this number, 10. So I kind of invert this curve inside the sub bass in order to create some room, some space for the kick. I created some room for the kick and sub bass. Right now it's free to play without interfering with the kick. I usually never tend to saturate the very low frequencies of the sub bass. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but it was not the case anyway. And another thing I usually do, apply a compressor inside the sub bass, just to sometimes just to cut the very first part of my sub. Okay, I got a sidechain. I'm going to show you what kind of sidechain I have inside this track. So I usually use my sidechain. This is my sidechain. It's a short hat, which is on sense only right now. Let me play this for you. Okay, so it's a really short sample. So nothing really hard, nothing really strong, because I just want that my sidechain trigger is really quick, so it doesn't interfere to the mid and high frequencies too much. Okay, so just let me put it here into sense only, and again we can put it over here. So this is my sub. Okay, and that's my kick. Okay, definitely they are not clashing together. Another way to see if my kick and bass are clashing together is to get this, the Pro L, and using it as a scope. I'll let you, just let me show you what happened if I remove the LFO tool. Okay, can you see what is happening? Can you see those peaks? It means that my kick and my sub bass are interfering. Look what is happening if I add my LFO tool. Okay, this is with it and without. Okay, we have some peaks, so they are interfering, they are clashing together, and this is not good at all. So to avoid this, again, just add an LFO tool, create some room for the sub bass and for the kick, of course. And maybe, I think on this particular track, it was not really necessary because I already have the LFO tool. So no need for this compressor, but just let me put it over here, and I will copy it later to the other bass lines. Okay, so I just show you how I treat my sub. My sub. Okay, another thing I usually do is put in a utility over here and put in my sub bass in mono. Okay, because the low end must be in mono. Okay. There you go, really easy. Okay, for the track MoMA, I didn't use the sub from Ableton Live. Just let me show you the ones that I used for the track MoMA. I think it's from Sub Boom Bass. Okay, that's the sub. Okay, let me play this for you. Okay, as I showed you before, pretty much is the same thing. So I use a Pro Q and Karen over here around 24, and over here around 98. Why 24 and why 98? Because the root note on my track is G, and I want the lowest note was a G, and the upper note on my sub bass is another G. Okay, so I'm gonna cover the other G's. From this spectrum, from this area to this area, with the mid and up frequencies bass lines. Okay, so let me play that again. Again, show you what I had here. Again, I got a compressor, which is absolutely unnecessary this time. So, okay, just keep it right now. I'm gonna let you know later why, the reason why. And again, let me put this in mono. Okay, another thing I forgot to say is that I duplicate my track, the kick, okay, that we created in the first chapter, into another one. Okay, duplicate and added a filter, which is that one. Okay, which I usually use for the intro and outro, or for some transitions inside the track. That's why. Okay, so this is my main kick. This is my filter kick with an EQ current over here around 200 Hertz. Okay, pretty much same kick with a filter, with an EQ, filtering the low end. And that's my sub. Those are the notes which I played inside my track MoMA. Really easy. Okay, just let me put it on loop. Okay. And again, another, just let me see if they are not interfering. This is when the kick and the sub are clashing. No clashing at all, okay? Okay, lovely. So when I usually get my sub and my kick and they are good together, I put my my filter kick, which is again this, out, and I create a group of them together, and I call this low end, because I treat the kick and the sub together. But we will do this later in the mixing stage. Okay, so we created a group together. Inside we have my main kick and my sub kick. My sub bass. And okay, let's create now the other bass lines, which are really important for the drive, for making the groove on my track. Okay, I got, as you may see here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different basses, and let's get the first one. From the original project of MoMA. The original, this bass line comes from BX Oberhausen. I got it for free because they put it for free some few months ago. And the preset which I used for this bass line was an analog perc. So it's a percussion actually, it's not a bass line, but it sounds like this. Really nice. I tweaked it actually a little bit. And I'm going to use the envelope for decay later for some transitions, or to make it definitely more interesting. Okay, on this bass, the only thing I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go, of course, with the EQ. I can cut here. Okay, again around the G note, because I'm covering the lower frequencies or the lowest frequencies with my sub bass, as I showed you before. Probably I can cut some frequencies around here and put in this side chain, the one that I used here. Okay, so this compressor, I'm gonna copy this compressor and put it here. Just in a very gentle way. So together with a kick. Okay, inside this channel I have one send. I'm sending this bass line to a little plate reverb. You can use again a plate reverb from Ableton Live. This is from the Sound Toys. Sounds really good. So this is my very okay. Just let me show you all the sends, the return tracks which I have. I have a reverb. So this particular bass line going to this reverb. Then I have a delay, a replica delay, which sounds really good. You can use the ping pong delay or the simple delay from Ableton Live. Another delay which is a bit longer. This is from Waves. It's the hybrid line delay. Sounds really good. We dry wet at the maximum value. And the last thing I have as a return track is a micro shift, always from the Sound Toys, which I never use it actually, but sometimes it helps me to. It's a chorus. It helps me to give some space to my main leads or to some pads, but I'm going to use it later, and I will explain later the reason why I put it inside this project. Okay, so the first bass. together with a sub. Okay, sounds really good. Okay, let me grab the second bass of MoMA, which I have inside the original, okay, project bass. Okay, comes from the Minimoog, actually the version of one of the very early version of Minimoog. I think they released the Minimoog number 5 or 6 maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna use this bass line in the second part of the track when the right after the break properly. Okay, and that's the patterns I used for this bass line. Okay, I can apply always the same compressor here. And inside this bass line, I have a cutter over here. I can cut it just a little bit more, maybe. Okay, really easy. That's the patterns, the MIDI notes that I played for the second bass line. Let me grab the third bass line. Okay, this is another one coming from Synth Master, which is quite unstable, unfortunately, as a VST, but it sounds really good. That's the preset which I've chosen for this track. Let me play that for you. Just let me. Okay, this is the main. Okay. And again, I automated all the cutoff. Okay, one thing I can do here is probably put the bass in mono and open it just a little bit. I know it's a bass, but I can open it around, from 120 hertz. It will be fine. Again, we can copy and paste the compressor here. And send this bass line to the replica, okay? Just a little bit. Okay. Okay, really easy. Just let me EQ this bass line as well. Okay, we can use the EQ line as well, EQ8 as well. Let me remove all the parts. Now, I'm gonna cut it over here and some high frequencies we don't need. It's really important to have different bass lines because they are really doing the job of groove and make your track sounds more more interesting. And they have an incredible power to make your track sounds more interesting. And I strongly recommend to find the proper to find the proper patterns for your bass line in order to create more, just like talking, just like answering and asking and answering. So I got this. Okay, so this is just like Okay, so making a proper pattern, and it's really interesting for this particular track. Okay, again, another bass line from MoMA. We got this bass number. Let me see if we're ready. Okay, we can grab the other one. Okay, very easy pattern right here. Coming from CZV from Arturia, you can use pretty much any other placky sounds actually, because this is not really a bass line. The preset is Egghead. I tweaked it just a little bit and added a actually because it was totally out of phase, and I reduced the width of this kind of kind of bass line. So together with a kick, again, let me grab those two. I'm gonna copy here. So this is on the left hand side, maybe we can pan these on the right. Lovely. Time for another, okay, let me grab another EQ here in order to erase all the low frequencies right here. Just want to cut some frequencies right here, but I can make another thing actually, because if I go to Pro Q and I can make a dynamic EQ on this particular, so let me remove all those frequencies here. Okay, so it will cut all the frequencies just when the frequencies are playing. Okay. Got all the high frequencies as well. I don't need a very gentle feeling right here. I mean, I can compress heavily here. Definitely helps my groove. Together with a sub. Really good. Okay, so let's grab another bass line from MoMA. Okay, they are still here. Another bass line is number 3. Okay, another synth master. Again, sending this bass line to the replica delay. Let me play this in solo. Compressor from my sidechain. Very heavy sidechain here. Okay, when I try to write some MIDI notes, I try to avoid that the notes are playing at the same time. It makes your patterns more unique and definitely more moving and more interesting. Together with a kick. Okay, let's move to the bass number 4, so the last one. Okay, this is a little bit more interesting because I have, okay, the only automation I have inside the Synth Master 1, which is not, okay, that's a little bit more stable than the Synth Master 2 and sounds fantastic. Okay, but again, you can use your own favorite synths for that, for bass lines. I think in most cases the plug bass or plug synth work very good as mid and up bass. Okay, what I have here inside this bass line, it's a driver, which is it gives a little bit of saturation, a little bit of distortion to this bass line. Let me play this without anything. Definitely more in your face. Cool. Okay, what I've done was again try to cut some frequencies right here. Okay, what I have here was another filter. I usually automate this filter for the transition, so it's not necessary at this point. I mean, and another filter, which is Filter Freak, but you can use another auto filter to cut some high frequencies. Okay, we're gonna see the use of both filters later when doing the arrangement. Okay, so let me copy again another compressor for the side chaining inside the bass line, together with my kick and the other bass lines. Lovely. Okay, so I got all my bass line right now. Let me group them all and treat them as a one. I'm gonna call them bass. This channel bass, and I usually do a Pro Q3 treat right here, just to remove again some low frequencies right now. Again, say some high frequencies as well. Okay, the best thing I can do with my mid and high frequency bass lines is saturate them. To do this, I can apply the saturator from Ableton Live, which sounds fantastic, but for this particular track, I use the saturator from SSL. Another good one is Driver, as I told you. I can use the saturation plugin, which sounds fantastic. Okay, let me see before and after. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure if I use the saturation on this bass group. Anyway, another Pro Q maybe, or maybe a FAB filter. Saturn maybe, I can't remember actually. Just let me try with the Saturn maybe instead of SSL Native X. Maybe sound even better. Okay, to saturate my bass, my mid and up bass. I go with some tube, a warm tube right here, and yeah, definitely sounds better. Okay, this is without. This is with. Together with a sub. Okay, so our bass lines are done. It's time now for some drums.